Right, we are back. Guys. Do I need to apologize? I don't think so. Because we are now in the new season. And this is the one. Like no other, okay? I'm just going to put it out there because this particular episode 3, is going to shake the room, all right? I just need to put that into context. Everyone, I want you all to be upstanding for the phenomenal new band that is hitting the streets of Dubai like no other. And they also want to they also want to tell you about something recent that's happened. They are incredibly talented, incredibly multifaceted. They come from a world that it's not necessarily unknown, but it's going to be known. I want to give a warm and respectful introduction to the Peach Puffs. Woo! Welcome! Guys, you made it.
We made it.
Yes, you've made it to the very new season. Yeah, you were late. But that's okay because it's understandable. I know you guys have a mad busy schedule, but that's still no excuse.
We'll try better next time.
Class is now in recess.
Detention.
Okay, right. So welcome, guys. Thank you for making it to the new season of the Gen Shift. And what an honor. I just obviously wanted to kind of like open the floor to you. This is the Gen Shift, as you know. We seriously focus on artists who are kind of moving in this particular emirate, and they're making waves. And yeah, let's have a discussion on how you've managed to get from being sort of non-musical to almost gracing the stages with A-list artists. Ooh.
It's been a journey. It's been a long journey, like playing at small pubs and bars, like a year ago or something.
Right.
And then to like just opening for one of the biggest bands ever.
I know.
It's incredible. It's been insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
feels like a dream.
Right. Before we even go into that,
yeah,
let's just pass the mic, so you can all introduce yourselves for the audience, of course.
Right. Hi, I'm Julian, and I play bass for the Peach Puffs.
Hello, I'm Moswin, and I play the drums for Peach Puffs.
Hey guys, I'm Dylan. I play guitar.
And I'm David. I'm the singer. I sing. Is that all right?
He sings, in case you didn't get that.
In case you didn't know.
Awesome. Yes, David, you are the lead singer of the Peach Puffs, and again, your vocals are incredible. So before we go into the sort of the aesthetics of how you formed, let's just kind of have a conversation first. Like, you guys are Gen Z, right? One of you is questioning whether you were. Well, I don't know. You were borderline. So we're in the present, right? So this is all about the now. Now, you guys have kind of grown up online. You may have had your family kind of teach you certain disciplines on how to be and, keep yourself sort of educated. But what is that like now in terms of the music scene? Being a Gen Zer, what would you say was your sort of musical upbringing? How did that happen?
I think it's quite interesting because we all come from very different musical backgrounds.
Okay.
And with Dylan being a severe metalhead, I was always into just 90s grunge. Julian comes out of something a little more funkadelic.
Wow.
And Moz just knows everything, I guess. Except for jazz, yeah. But we're getting there, I think.
Oh.
But then, yeah, it's the way our backgrounds kind of just played out. Again, I was more influenced by the music that my dad listened to.
Right.
And I think most of us could relate to the same thing, where it was just influences in our lives that.
Well, that's interesting because most of you would have been raised on music that you were influenced by, whether that was from your parents or your peers, which is the kind of normal way to kind of, sort of grow into music. And because obviously you're all from different parts of the world as well, which makes it even more interesting. And you can go into that, of course. So being inspired or influenced by your parents' music, what did that look like? What was that like? Were they into the Western music scene, or was it more traditional?
Well, personally for me, I come from a very conservative family, so definitely not as Western as, as it could be. But then my dad had a strange side to him.
Did he?
And that was what I got exposed to. It was my favorite side, though. But yeah, it was. I feel like I'm hogging the mic by trying to prove this point. But
okay, well, pass the mic.
Well, for me, it was. I grew up in Bahrain, but I had two very Sri Lankan parents, so we didn't really have. They were very musical people, but we never really had any English music in the house. Okay. Definitely not any rock music. So my first influence to rock was through a friend in school in Bahrain. And that was Linkin Park, because I used to be into hip hop and the dance scene as a kid.
Wow.
So he really badly wanted me to get into this band called Breaking Benjamin. But the way he got me into rock and metal was by making me listen to Linkin Park, because there's a lot of hip hop influence in that.
Absolutely.
And for me, hearing those noises made by guitars in rap was just like mind blowing. As an 8-year-old, I was just like, what on earth is this? And then from there on, my parents were very confused as to the stuff that I was listening to. They never understood it, but that's basically my.
Awesome.
I grew up in a music family as well. My dad was a drummer. My other cousins, they all played in different bands and everything. So I was born in Goa, so I was raised over there as well. So they used to listen to rock music, but more like Scorpions or your ballad rock, usual stuff. And then I moved to the UK, I think when I was 9 or 10 years old.
Right.
Then in high school, I met different friends, different music. And I actually got introduced to this band called Queens of the Stone Age for the first time ever. So initially, I've never heard that stoner rock sort of vibe ever before, right? So I've listened to it, I'm like, this is new. Let me listen to it more. I'm like, I just went deep into it.
Right.
So, and from there, my music taste has evolved. It went from Queens of the Stone Age to Royal Blood.
Yes.
And then I started listening to Foo Fighters and go back to the rock stuff, classic rock stuff. And now recently I'm into Sleep Token. It's getting heavier. It's getting heavier and heavier.
Very deep.
Yeah.
Natural progression.
Yeah, exactly. I do occasionally listen to the old school stuff from the 90s and everything. But now, after the Linkin Park show, I've just been heavy into Linkin Park over again. But all of this.
Julian?
For me, it was I grew up in Sri Lanka, and so my dad had the first ever the Sony radio with the cassette and the CD player in it. So he had the first ever Sony, the radio.
He's definitely a Gen Xer then, isn't he?
So he used to have these CDs Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson. So I grew up listening to all those kind of stuff. And then I got to my teenage years where I had an emo phase. So that's where I started listening to all these heavy music, even Linkin Park.
Yes.
And then it got evolved from there, and then that's
okay.
You should see what he listens to now. And I thought he listens to heavy stuff.
Wow. Guys,
What's funny, Julie, is that all of us have musical backgrounds in some way. We've all been playing in bands ever since we can remember. Personally, even for me, it was during school days when I played for a punk rock band. Dylan played for the church. If that's okay. Moses has been touring ever since. Even Julian. I met these guys at a bar in Colombo playing with a cover band at the time, and that was the first time that I actually interacted with Dylan and Julian.
Phenomenal. So, I mean, that's going to lead into my next question. Obviously, you're all from different parts of the world, which makes it even more interesting that you've ended up in a part of the world where the world is in this particular emirate. What brought you all together? How did that happen?
This is a long story.
Well,
How long do we have, Julie?
oh no, wait a minute. I'm going to check my timer. Oh, we've got time. Oops.
Well, it was. Should we start from all the way back then? Or is that too far? It's too far. Okay.
Yes.
Well, we were all playing in different bands at the time. I was the only one that wasn't actually playing in a band. I was
Right.
very much a corporate slave.
Oh,
Still
gosh.
am.
We will be going on to that in a little bit. Yeah, go on.
I think we all individually spent way too much time at LSB. We spent way too much money there. They put up a banner for Battle of the Bands, and that's when I reached out to both Dylan and Julian.
Right.
And we're like, listen, I want to be able to smash a guitar on stage some band from this bar because I spend way too much money here. They were like, let's do it. So we pulled in together a couple of songs. I think it was a few Queens of the Stone Age songs. One of the rules was that we had to write an original song, pulled something out of our back pockets, and then obviously we needed a drummer. So Dylan did his magic,
Yeah.
used his silver tongue, and convinced the best drummer in this country to join us. And somehow he just jumped to it.
Easy, actually. I'm very
Okay.
easy to convince. I
Right.
was
So,
easy to convince.
how long have you actually been active as Peach Puffs?
Since 24? August?
23.
23 is when we played Battle of the Bands.
Okay, so you're definitely on the emerging ladder. Yeah.
We played Battle of the Bands and never spoke to each other again for like
Oh.
for like 6 months.
Yeah, and then we're like, hey, should we start this up again?
Okay. I'm sure that's another layer of the
No reason.
conversation.
No, it was nothing.
It was just life being busy.
Yeah.
No, we hung out. We just didn't talk about the band. Like,
Okay,
we weren't trying to
okay.
be a
Because it was
band.
meant to be like a one-off thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Let's just do it for fun.
Okay.
If we win,
Yeah.
we win.
That's true. And then we
Well,
were predominantly more of a... we were-
You didn't, no, but but that's
but
the
we
reason-
won. We won in the long run, I think. Yeah, but we were predominantly more of a cover band, I would say.
Right.
We
Okay.
didn't have that many originals in our back pocket, but then I think once we started getting slightly more serious about it,
Yeah.
we realized we had quite a few demos that are just there,
Okay.
right for the plucking. So
Interesting.
that's what we used, and that's what we worked on for about a year, just trying to refine our album,
Yes.
which is coming out very shortly.
Oh, and we will be speaking about this infamous album. So that's interesting because obviously where we are in Dubai, we are kind of oversaturated with covers. Okay, it's a very corporate environment, and most people, especially those who are working musicians, have to heavily rely on corporate events or hospitality. So in the greater scheme of things, being an original band, how do you feel original artists will, or where do you see it going to? Do you see there's a future in original artistry in this particular part of the world? Or do you feel like you have to travel to sort of be recognized?
So I think like in the original scene of it, it's growing. Like
Yes.
it's definitely growing. Like
Yes.
initially it was a bit slow, but now there's so many bands, even cover bands that I know are making their own original music,
Amazing.
which is good. Which is I think Dubai needs that because there's so many cover bands, there's so many bars.
Right.
You go to the bar, you listen to the same thing over and over again, like Sweet Caroline or
I
like I don't
know.
know Wonderwall or something.
Exactly.
So I don't know. It's good to try something new, like original, right?
That's right.
Not many bands do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's growing for sure.
And it's amazing that, through your work as well, that it's been really respected and appreciated as well, only because you're putting in the work. And that kind of justifies writing in the now. You are Gen Z, and of course, you are writing from a perspective of this moment, which is so unique in itself. So you are writing the books of history already. How does that feel to you guys? Do you see it like that, or?
You mean like in this country?
Well, no, just
In
just
general.
as individuals, just personally, you know.
Mm.
It's a lot of pressure when you say it like that. Books of history.
Come on, guys! I know it's 11 o'clock. But I'm sure you can manage a weighty question like that.
I don't think we've ever considered it with that much depth before.
Okay.
Again, we write for the now, as you mentioned.
Right.
We write for us, whatever way that we could just express whatever it is that we're going through.
And
It's
I
not
respect
as
that.
deep as
No, of
as it
course.
comes off.
Right.
But
But I guess maybe it's way it's phrased, and you are actually writing history right now. You are setting the precedents for those who will be on my last episode. The alphas
right, oh wow.
were coming for you. Again, you were all pretty much raised on your own parents' musical interests. So the alphas will be the ones who are kind of looking to you as to what it is you are evolving into. So I get, this lady's deep, man. this lady's
It's slightly too early for
it's too early for this. Why did I even get up? No. But it's important because, like, you know, quite rightly so, you're an incredible band. You have some phenomenal music that is on your socials, blasting into the stratosphere, and you're starting to really evolve, and your following is following suit.
Yeah.
So, tell us about that.
Well, like David said, when we set out to do this, like, it wasn't with the idea of, guys, we're gonna be a band, we're gonna
Right.
inspire people, we're gonna make music. He wanted to smash a guitar.
It just
We just happened to work out in some crazy way, but recently we heard someone from Sri Lanka speak on a podcast about us, and they said that we were writing history in Sri Lanka, and
That's
that was the first moment where we were like, yikes,
Yeah.
wait a minute,
Yeah.
that's crazy. And that's when I personally started thinking, well, if that is true, and if we are like on the eyes of so many, and, like, you know, being watched by so many, or whatever it is, I think I really hope that we inspire people like they inspired us when we were growing up, because I don't think any of us would be doing this if we weren't inspired by so many great bands, so many great musicians, not just the big ones, but, like, it could be an uncle from my church, it could be, you know, some
Yeah.
random guy that Julian met in a bar. I mean, technically we were random people that met each other in a bar, and we inspired each other to, like, you know, do all this. So if we are writing history right now, I really hope that, you know, people look at this and they are inspired to do the same, and people don't feel like they're not good enough to, like, not do this, or to do this, sorry. Because that's how I know we felt for some time, individually at least, where we just, like,
I respect
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I
so-
totally respect
yeah.
that. I think that is absolutely, you know, on point in the sense of how you guys are so humble and yet quite powerful, you know, indirectly. Do you know what I mean? You kind of have that sort of presence about you. And it comes from your backgrounds, the way you've all been raised, the way you've embraced your own cultures, and now you're living in part of the world that wants to continue to inspire others, which is really important. Ooh, my peach puffs. You better make sure you get me a front row seat on your
100%.
next tour.
100%.
Absolutely. Well, you know it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not even
no doubt,
asking.
no
I'm
doubt,
turning
yeah.
up.
You just show up. That's it.
I just show up.
Just show up.
I don't ask.
Yeah.
And when the security go, oh no, ma'am,
You should know who I am.
yeah, because you guys will be my security.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
I'm only joking, right?
She's not joking.
So we're going to just go into, as Gen Zers, and especially, again, in this time now, you all had an opportunity to perform alongside or support a major band, world-class band. Can you just tap into that real quick? Tell us what it was and how it came about, what happened.
Just a casual gig, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Regular
casual
Tuesday.
Gig,
Just a
you know,
regular Tuesday.
just regular. It's an open mic, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So much for being humble.
I know, right?
No, I'm kidding. Like it was a journey. Like it was an experience to have. Like one of the best shows I've ever done and played.
Oh,
Like just being in that same presence as them. Like I was like, do we deserve this? Like, but at the same time, we're like, yeah, we deserve this.
yes, you do.
But
Yes, you
it
do.
was so good. Yeah.
It was so ridiculously stressful.
Oh, welcome to the world of tour. Well, welcome to the world of supporting major acts.
Yeah, no, but obviously, like once we did get around to, to finding out that we are opening for Linkin Park, and this is the first 2 shows of the year. Not only were we ridiculously stressed, but it was a big responsibility for us as well. Just to be able to cater to that many people.
Yes.
And that's something that we definitely just didn't take for granted. So with
Of course.
with a couple of days that we had, we pulled our socks off and we just did whatever we needed to do. Moz was out of the country as
Right.
well, but we needed to just figure out a lot of things and coordinate.
Right.
Even logistically, it was a bit of a nightmare just to get things together, but we pulled through, I think. And
Do you know, nothing could prepare you for having that notice in your inbox saying, by the way, get ready, you are now going to open up for this band. And, you know, like you say, it is so stressful because it's brand new to you guys, right?
Yeah.
So how did you handle it?
So the thing is, the reason it was incredibly stressful is because it felt like a large responsibility, but also we got to know 4 days before the Bahrain
That's
gig.
just no time.
4 to 5 days. I think it was a Wednesday that we found out, and we played on Sunday. And the thing is, we were only expecting to play in Abu Dhabi because we're from here. But then they, with the notice of letting us know, hey, you guys are opening for Linkin Park here, can you also do Bahrain? And we were not going to say no, obviously. But then with that came a lot of like, well, shoot, like, what do we do now? Because Mosvin was not in the country. We had like visas sorted out. But most of all, we knew that this was going to be the biggest show that we ever played yet. And we wanted it to be the biggest show. So we knew that we couldn't just do what we did all this time, like in terms of playing. And we really knew that we need to bring on the big stage energy, big stage songs. We literally wrote new tracks just specifically for
Amazing.
Linkin Park. And all of this happened in the span of 4 days. Mosvin flew into Bahrain on the day of the morning of the first gig. And we literally practiced for an hour.
Straight from the airport.
Straight from the airport to the studio, from the hotel room to the studio, and then straight to Aldana Amphitheatre. And it was, I still don't understand how we pulled this off, considering how much like stress and like lack of sleep. Even now, like we still haven't caught up on sleep. But what we did, and we're just so grateful that we even had the opportunity to do so.
Amazing.
But most of all, we're grateful for the people that just genuinely loved our music. Like they just treated us like we were. Mosvin brought up like, are we deserving? And they really made us feel like we were. They made us feel like so loved. I know. Yeah.
Yes.
Not just that, but also when we speak about community, I feel like we don't talk about the depth of community. When we realized we had to do this, there was so many people in the industry that actually stepped in and helped us. From I don't know if we can name drop, but people like Abby and Kieran, where we needed help with sound, we needed help with lighting, we needed help with visuals. Yeah, and of course, like our tour manager, Tori, who
Shout
helped
them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like without Tori, none of this would have even been possible. She sorted out everything from a logistical standpoint. So it's the few individuals that we're so grateful for that we know it would have been completely impossible without their help and guidance. So I think that's, to us, that's the essence of community.
Absolutely.
And we saw it in effect.
Yeah.
So
Having a tribe around you really helps. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. It's the thing that actually sets the foundation, and also it kind of creates the picture, while you can just, create. And that's the key. The stress and everything, yes, you will go through stress. Come on, guys. Gen Z.
Yeah, and also
Fix
like
up.
shout out to videographer and photographer as well, Drona and Dennis, for making us look good on stage. Oh my God.
Yes.
And speaking of the gig as well, I told the guys, so we got this email about Linkin Park, right? And I was like, we're not gonna get it. Maybe we'll get it. So I told these guys, if we get this gig, I'm gonna get a Linkin Park tattoo on my arm. So now I have to.
You got to.
My back.
On your back.
Oh shit.
Oh my God.
So now I have to get a tattoo of Linkin Park.
Well, you know what? You did it. And you know what? Kudos
so
to
good.
all of you for achieving that particular milestone. It's an incredible achievement. Incredible. I can't say enough, especially because it was almost kind of like 4 guys getting together, doing a few open mics, doing a few corporate gigs, and looking past that, not even knowing that one day we will be sharing stage with Linkin Park. So I have to give a round of applause. Yeah, man. Right, so what is it now? What's next for you guys? I know we tapped into the album.
Right.
Can we lean into that a little bit?
Yeah, that's definitely where we're getting to. Our focus over the past couple of months has purely been the album.
Right.
We got the EP out sometime in December, but our focus has been so severely committed on just getting the album and shaping up our sound. And yeah, we've been spending days and weeks and months, if not months, in the studio just trying to sort out and finalize exactly what that is. Because we have been sitting on this album for a good amount of time, as most bands do.
Yes.
But we're finally seeing the reality of it. It's all coming together and coming alive. So that's going to be our focus over the next couple of weeks, just making sure that we close out everything there.
Yeah.
And then, we want to play as many gigs as we can, just for the fun of it now.
Excellent. That's the cherry on the top. So this is really interesting now that you have an album underway, which kind of like leans into the reason why I've invited you onto the Gen Shift for a very special reason. So I look at all the generations. I don't just, kind of have a favorite, but I do. All the generations, each of you have voices, and they speak of a time that you were growing up. Okay, now you as Gen Zs, I see you as in that phase. You're still growing. Okay, you're still evolving. But the Gen Xers are ones who have seen a lot, been through certain challenges, have explored music in different ways. Whereas we were raised on vinyl and cassettes and analog. So I don't even know if that makes any sense.
Oh no, we individually have our own collection of vinyls.
Because we kind of act as your parents. But with that said, the millennials pretty much similar to Gen X. They were kind of coming out of that, and then they were moving into CDs and so on and so forth. So with you guys now making and creating music, what I love is how you're doing it from a very authentic and a very sort of natural way. You play instruments. What is what's the scene with this whole digital AI creating music on the backdrop of a machine. How do you approach that? Do you split your compositions digitally and naturally?
Do you want to take this?
How do you create as Gen Zer?
So I haven't tried using AI, to be honest, with music still. I've seen a bunch of stuff obviously on YouTube, and I'm very impressed and very, very afraid because it sounds pretty good. But I think because we're at very much like the early stage of our writing,
Okay.
we just have stuff that we've written over the past like 10, 15 years that's just like waiting to just like be out there. A lot of it is crap. But the good ones are slowly coming out, and we still haven't really reached at least I haven't, and I'm pretty sure you guys haven't either, but we still haven't like come to a point where that's been in like the radar, like where we need to
Okay.
like go to it. Now my personal point of view with AI is, I think like anything else, it's definitely a tool that I think that musicians can use and possibly even should use to learn, because we all learned from somewhere. We didn't have AI growing up, obviously, but we still learn from like YouTube or watching videos and other people,
Yeah,
and at the end of the day, AI learns from people. So
absolutely.
if you learn, I do think that just like copying directly from people is wrong. I think that using AI to make your music completely is wrong, but obviously influence is a completely other story. I don't know if we'll ever come to a point where we want to do that, only because I just feel like we just have so much stuff that we just keep writing that just comes out.
Excellent.
And I think that every musician really gets to a point where they just keep writing, and once they finally get that first song out that's actually good, I feel like from that point onwards, everything is just like golden.
Yes.
Yes. And it's just getting to that point where you finally write a song where it's, okay, this is good. And then kind of, okay, what went right, what went wrong, and then magically everything just kind of works out from there.
Yeah.
I mean, people didn't have AI all this time, and I don't see people needing AI
Exactly.
in the future, really. But again, if you want to learn, it's a great tool. I think
Amazing.
So. Yeah.
Well, thank you for your answers. And, I could literally speak to you all day. There are so many questions in my head, but I'm going to kind of not bring it totally to a close, but I am going to present to you, now that you are here, it's episode 3. It's great having you. And
Thanks for having us.
now, the Gen Shift show, there's 5 episodes, and the very last episode is where we're going to invite you back to perform some original music. But it won't be just you. It won't be just you. It will be the other generations. So the aim is to, bring your A game. Think about whether you might want to write a new original song for episode 5, or bring something that, your fans will definitely be like rooting for you. It is up to you, but we definitely want you back.
It's the battle
Peach
of generations.
Back
Battle
with a
of
vengeance.
generations.
Oh, back to the generations, like Back to the Future, isn't it? Definitely, please come back and, showcase what it means to be an original artist in this part of the world in your time as Gen Zers, right? Will you do that for me?
Oh, yeah.
We got no choice.
Yeah, I know.
We got no choice. It's going to happen.
Guess we have to do it. Looking forward to it.
And from the band, any last thoughts from you?
I'm good.
Julian, come on, you've not
You
said
must
it.
have a thought.
What are you
No.
thinking right now?
What are you thinking right now? Black.
Black. Any final thoughts?
No, just want to say that we're so grateful to everyone that has supported us again, because none of this would have been possible without
Right.
those individuals. Yeah, lots of new things coming up very, very shortly. So stay tuned.
Excellent. And before you even disappear, my dears, this microphone seems to be. If you could just let the audience know your handles, where to follow you, how to catch you on Spotify and all that good stuff.
You can find us on Instagram at Peach Puff. What is it? Yeah. Peach Puffs Band. That's Peach Puffs Band. And we are
Yeah.
we're verified now. There you go. And we're on Apple Music, Spotify, all major streaming platforms. You can find us everywhere. And YouTube too. Yeah.
Yay.
There's a few videos of us doing our best.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on Gen Shift. And yes, we will be inviting you back for episode 5, where we're going to go in a showdown of the generations. Which one's the best?
Thank you, Julie.
Need I say, because I'm biased. Right, my name's Julie. I'm the founder of the Gen Shift. This is the new season of the Gen Shift, and this is Peach Puffs. Peach Puffs, and what a band they are. Please go and follow them. Check them out on all their socials. They are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, and they have a very, very, very bright future ahead. And until next time, love ya. Mwah!